Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Ultimately, the best game is just having confidence. Ultimately. Because I'm going to tell you what, and I know some people look down on confidence and say, oh, that ain't nothing, oh, no, that's cliche, whatever. In fact, I did a video a couple years ago saying confidence isn't cliche. It really is just having confidence because, yeah, there's a lot of people thinking, well, if I just have money, if I'm just a certain height. And then when people don't have money, they not a certain height, they'll say, well, that's why I ain't getting any women. Yet you got some guys who, they ain't 6'2", which is 97% of the population, don't have a square jaw, might be short-statured, don't have money like that, but yet they getting women. And it really comes down to confidence. In fact, I had mentioned this guy who gets a lot of women who's like 5'2", but he got confidence. He got confidence. And I'm going to tell you what, because even all the stuff I talk about, even when I talk about body game is mainly getting a body that you confident with. Regardless of your body build. Regardless, that's it. Like if you see, here's the issue. Most men, they aren't confident about themselves. They don't feel good about themselves. In fact, I've talked about that, about the low self-esteem that many men have, unfortunately. I've talked about that. The low self-esteem, and they're not confident in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. That's why you can even get some guys who are looking for handsome man game. Now, first of all, supposedly all you need to do is be handsome, but you got guys out here looking for handsome man game. That's because they still not confident. You got guys who are over 6'2". They not confident. You got a lot of guys out here, and it could be for whatever reason. And I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about it. Even looked up an old picture of mine. And it was a time, I ain't let the Bible bless me. I was just letting everything grow out. Everything grow out. Still got some. Still got some. And in fact, I even talked about it in my book, Sexual Chemistry, a bit. Just having that confidence, being able to walk outside in some sweats or something, the same way I would walk out if I was wearing $2,000 suit. Because it's the confidence. In fact, that's why you see some dudes, they can look dusty, gully, whatever you want to say, and you wondering why they getting some play. You might look at him and say, nah, how that ugly dude getting some play? How that jacked up dude getting some play? And it's always the same thing. It's always the same thing. It's a guy he's just believing himself. Now, that's the key thing. Now, confidence, I'm going to tell you what, because people say, well, how can I develop confidence? Well, it's like I said on my Patreon one time. If you can get one woman, you can get 100. Do the same thing. In fact, I've told some people that. I've did consultations and told people that. I was like, shoot, whatever you did to get that one woman, do it again. If you've got 3 women, do the same thing. I mean, you get confidence by just being able to do something. I mean, you do anything in life. If you're able to perform the duty or get it done, then you can do it. That's the way to build confidence. That's the way to build it. Now, I've heard some guys say, nah, you can't do it that way. That's because they don't have confidence. But trust me, if you can do anything, you can build it. You can build it. And that's the key right there. If you're talking about dealing with women, it's the confidence. When I talk about body game, that's just to build confidence in yourself, a belief in yourself. If you are built, if you know you get built a certain way, you getting women, Yeah, that's good you built, but the greater message from it, the greater goal from it is just to believe in yourself. But you got some guys, shoot, they don't care about body gain. There was a guy who used to post here a lot. I gotta find a way to catch up with him. He said he could do one push-up, or barely do one push-up, yet he got women. Yeah, he was confident. You have some big guys, they just confident. Some short stature guys, they just confident, regardless. Some guys who look like they never been near a barber, they just confident. That's the real key. That's the real key. You just believe in yourself. I mean, I've done that. Yeah, I've gotten women built like a fitness model. Also, gotten women built like a lineman. Especially after I had body game the first time. And ironic, because I said, like, back in the early 90s is when I got in the body game. I actually got a better class of women when I wasn't working out as hard or running as much. That's because I was confident in what I could do. I knew what's up. I learned what to do. I just repeated what I did to get one woman. I repeated to get the next woman and the next woman. And I learned from my mistakes. Or even just talking to women. One of the reasons why I say say hi to at least 3 women a day is to build up your confidence. Let's talk about that for a second. A lot of guys actually scared to talk to women. And I'm like, why? Practice. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to be all up into whatever. Practice. It's just like if you play, let me use the example of basketball. All those great basketball players who can make shots from anywhere, what do? They practice. They keep shooting. So they get to the point where they can make it. When you get football, those players, whatever position they playing, whether it's quarterback, whether it's a wide receiver, they keep going till they get very good. They get very good, even great. And when they go out on the field or whatever court, baseball, diamond, whatever, they confident in their abilities. And see, that's the thing that you got to, that you really gotta like get into. Now, when you're dealing with women, I'll say, you know me, I say, get your style, get your body right, get your face right, let the barber bless you, get your style right, and you still need to do that, especially if you don't have it. Find out what it is that's about you that get women. But really, all it is just confidence. That's all it is. That's it. You can look whatever and still get a woman. Like, you get some guys out here thinking, oh, you bald or something. I'm gonna tell you what. You get a lot of guys out here, and they not really where they could be. And they really projecting their own issues on everybody else. Because they'll say they losing their hair, but they can't get a woman. Or they not 6'2", they can't get a woman. Or they don't have the money or something like that. It's like, no. You just lack confidence because you got some broke dudes out there who get it. And then even no matter what it is, you get some guys, they try to come up with some excuses why somebody won't make it. It was like, excuses. That person just believe in themselves. I told the story one time when there was a group of fellas, we had this meeting. We had this meeting, and for some reason, one of them brought this dude who looked homeless. I don't know. Well, the dude was very intelligent, in all fairness, but he looked homeless. And I remember right after the meeting, we went over to have another meeting with a group of women. And this guy came in and this homeless looking guy, hair all jacked up, clothes all disheveled. But he was working these women. What he had, though, was confidence. Now, I don't say do that. I still say fix up as best as possible. You want to make it easy. But you still got to have that confidence. Because what do I always say when a guy is looking good but don't know how to talk to a woman? A woman will say, she'll say he was fine till he opened his mouth. Or she'll say something like instant dryness. A woman ain't feeling that. And in fact, I said before, you want to get a woman mad, they actually get more mad at a dude who looked good and it looked like he got everything together, but he don't have any confidence. Meanwhile, that dude who the woman calls medium ugly or even ugly might not have that height, might not have what a lot of guys think a man has to have, but they have some confidence. Women like that. In fact, I remember quite a few women say they'll deal with a short-statured guy if he's confident. If he's confident. See, that's the important thing. If he is confident. If he believes in who he is and what he can do. This quick-ass light. Anyway. But that's ultimately the game. That's ultimately what you want to do. Because I'll use myself for an example again. I said I've never had anxiety talking to women because I was talking to them since I was young. Never had any anxiety there. Had confidence talking to them. And that's one thing. I said I can always talk to them. Now, whether they feel I'm attractive or not, well, they might not. But still, I'm still going to do my part. I can talk to them. But like I said, you got some guys out here, they don't feel like they can talk to a woman. They're not confident. And that's the thing. And you got to be confident out this joint. You got to be confident. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. No matter what you got. I mean, you can do body game, but are you confident with your body? And your height, you can't do anything about it. You got to be confident in what you have. Like I said, there's some short-statured dudes out there. They still getting theirs. Meanwhile, you got some other short-statured dudes. They don't believe in themselves. They got low self-esteem. Like, you got to believe in yourself no matter what. And ultimately, that's what confidence is. Just self-belief. You just can do it. And the way to build it is you just keep doing it. If you keep talking to women, you'll get to the point you can talk regularly to a woman. It's just that simple. Or if you're making a woman holler in the bedroom and you able to satisfy women on a consistent basis. Notice I said consistent. That's a whole other conversation. But on a consistent basis, you're going to be sexually confident. All right. Come on now. Okay. I ain't want to run over that squirrel. There's a squirrel about to cross the street. I was like, had to slow down a bit. Anyway. You just have to develop it. And it's not magic, ain't something you read a book. You have to go out there and do it. It's just like in anything. If you wanna be confident in taking a shot. I'll use that basketball example again. When I was at American, I had an intramural team. I was not the best person on the team. But I said I had to contribute. I started working on my three-point shot to the point I could hit it on a consistent basis. I got confident with it. I just practice. If you want to talk to women, you got to practice. If you want to be good with women, you got to interact with them. One of the things that I see out here with a lot of men is they not interacting with enough women. They not interacting with enough women. That's why they not confident. They scared to talk to women. Like I always say, they won't bite unless you know, you want them to. Shit, what they gonna do? They gonna kill you? Shit, you say hi to a woman, she say no, you ain't died. You can't be scared. Even some of these women out here gonna be trying to be mean and everything. What? You ain't died. She said what she gonna say to you. You just be like, man, okay, whatever. Shoot, you gotta develop thick skin. And shoot, but the only way you're gonna develop it is you gotta get out there. I want y'all to think about that, though. I want you to think about it. Ultimately, it's confidence. Like I said 2 years ago, I'll say it now. It's not cliche. It's not cliche. Because that turns some women on anyway. Because even very beautiful women, a lot of women, I don't care how they show themselves, what they are. There's a whole lot of women out there who aren't. Let me say that again. Who aren't confident in themselves, even some beautiful women. There might be an exception, but I'd say 99.9% of women are insecure about something. Even the very beautiful ones. So when they meet a man who's confident, who's going through the world like he know what he doing, they find that attractive. See, it's hitting them on an intangible basis. Yeah, they checking out a man's looks and how he dress and all of that. And that's cool. That's real cool. But here's the thing. That man wants to be in a position where he's at least confident. I don't care what he got. Now, you can build it up. Like I said, you can build it up by fixing yourself up. But then, even when you're not fixed up, you still want to move confidently. The same confidence you have when the barber's blessed you, your body's right, you got on all those stylish clothes, you driving that big old car, which some men use it to build their confidence, but then they don't have that same energy when they don't have those things. You want to get to the point where you can walk out with some sweats or something, but still have that confidence, still have that energy. Because one thing with women, they always checking out a man's energy. They always checking out that man's energy. They always looking for that man's energy. There's no ifs, ands, and buts with it. They're always looking for his energy, how he's holding his head, his posture, all of that. How he talks, how he looks at somebody. That's a big thing, how he looks. He's confident, no matter what he look like. Now, some other guys might have a problem with that, but it's the women that gotta feel it. Now, is every woman going like that? No. Oh, particular man? No. But there's 4 billion women in the world, or 4.5 billion. I don't know what the number is now. Like I said, I've been saying 4 billion. It's probably up to 4.5 billion. As a man, you just got to be like, okay. You just got to be the best version. That's why you the best version of yourself. You got to be who you are. You can't be caught up in thinking, oh, well, I ain't that tall. Or I don't have that, like, 12% body fat. Come on, man. Like I said, most men on this planet ain't going to be what's considered consensusly perfect. but you can still have confidence in how you move, how you do stuff. And women, they get turned on by that more so than they let on. More so than they let on. Even when a woman call you cocky or bad, they say you so cocky, but they be smiling. That's because they turned on by it. And yeah, you're going to get some occasions when somebody going to try to go against you or try to say, well, he ain't this, he ain't that. Whatever. Whatever. Because ultimately, it's about how you going through life. Ultimately, it's bigger than women. It's ultimately how you going through life. Knowing what you can do. Being able to do stuff. Being confident, believing in yourself. And that's ultimately what it is. It's just believing in yourself. Believing you can do something. No matter what. Alright? Yeah. Anyway, I want y'all to think about that. Because ultimately it is about that confidence. Yeah. Go ahead, get some vittles. Anyway, y'all. Let me do this. So, that's it. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.